women choose to be ugly, choose to be ugly. Women are constantly trying to, um, women are constantly trying to be told that they're beautiful. Physically, I'm talking. And black women in particular, they have a problem with people in and outside of the black community finding their features not beautiful. But people cannot find you beautiful if they don't. People can't just choose to find you beautiful if they don't. And you cannot make, no matter what you do, you cannot convince people of your beauty. That's impossible. You cannot convince people of your beauty. So, because you can't convince people of your beauty, and because many black women do not have conventional beauty by society's perception, I suggest to you that you choose to be ugly. If you feel ugly, or if you are ugly, if you think you're ugly, if you feel ugly, some women are not ugly, but they feel ugly. If you if people tell you you're ugly, and you're convinced now that you're actually ugly because people tell you that, or if you know that you fall under the category of being ugly, you do this particular exercise. Choose to be ugly. What you're doing when you're doing this is you're going in front of the mirror and you're not looking at the things that you like this time. That's another exercise. It's a similar exercise but a different one. You choose to look at the things that you find ugly and decide that they are ugly. And you're going to find ways to um, accept that they're ugly, and find ways to come up with reasons why it's okay to be ugly. Okay, and for a while you're going to choose to be ugly. When the next thing you're going to do is to feel all the emotions. Choose to feel all the emotions that come up from you feeling ugly. Meaning you could write them out, how they feel, what you think when you feel them, describe the feeling of them, and choose to be ugly. When you immerse yourself into that feeling space, you are no longer in a state of trying to fight yourself to be not ugly, or trying to fight people to not see you as ugly, because that's impossible. You go into a space and you immerse yourself into the feeling, okay, and you get used to the feeling, and you this is a way you start to integrate the feeling, okay, and you come up with reasons why, to go back to this, to go come up with reasons why it's okay to be ugly. So, for I might suggest to you now, what are reasons, what are things that may be positive about being ugly? One, you may say something like, if I find a partner, that partner sees who I am, and knows who I am, and then he has, in some way, he's accepting me for who I am, as being ugly. Another thing is you could write down is, if I accept that I'm ugly, I don't have to try to fight to maintain any beauty, or to keep up with something that something that is out there, that is a standard that I need to keep up with. When you decide to be ugly, you are starting to accept yourself for the parts of yourself that might be perceived as ugly. And some people might say, well, you shouldn't see yourself ugly, but that's not possible. If you see yourself as ugly, you see yourself as ugly. And the things that you really see as ugly within yourself, um, there's no way you could not see it as ugly where you are. Okay? So when you choose to be ugly, you're putting yourself. There's something I want to say that's not coming up. God, please help me with this right now. You're choosing to. Hello, New World Rob, and there's another person, El Hassan. I don't can't just if they have blind heart, God creating everything with beauty. I'm not sure if I don't understand your name, and I'm not sure what you're saying. Anyway, when you choose to be ugly, you say fuck it, I'm ugly. This helps you to create a kind of a strength around if whether or not people see you as ugly or not. After a while of feeling out the feelings of accepting that you see yourself as ugly, if society or somebody, any person calls you out as being ugly, it doesn't hurt as much. Okay? Because if you see yourself as ugly and you accept yourself that way, um, whether people see you call you ugly or not, you kind of get, you're training your system, your emotional system to thank you to get used to anything that people might throw at you. Damn it, there's something I want to say and it's just not coming up for me. I'm probably gonna make a part two to this because there's something else that's very important and I need to put out there. It's not coming up. So when you choose to be ugly and you start to integrate those feelings, okay, whether people see you as ugly or not, you're not as hurt as if you were fighting. The reason why you're fighting society to see you as beautiful is because you're fighting yourself to see yourself as beautiful. Okay? And you keep trying to convince people of your beauty. That's a reflection that you don't accept yourself. And once you're operating a state of doing that because you don't accept yourself, every time you see the evidence or the I don't know, every time somebody suggests that you're not beautiful, it will hurt. It will continue to hurt. But when you choose to be ugly and the things that you see about yourself, you genuinely call them out as ugly, you're not in a fight with yourself anymore. Okay? In other way, if anything, you are more on the way to start seeing yourself as beautiful because you're not constantly in a tug of war with your emotions about what is beautiful and what is not beautiful. You're more pulling yourself into a sense self-acceptance. And people might say, well, nobody should see themselves as ugly or accept themselves as ugly. But that's not true for people. People genuinely see ugliness. People see things and people find things to be ugly. Okay? People genuinely see things as ugly and see things that you cannot have beauty without ugly. If you have the perception of beauty, there is a perception of what is ugly too. Okay? And you cannot look at yourself and know that there's things that you find to be ugly and decide that you can't feel this way or you don't feel this way. You cannot lie to yourself and accept yourself and expect yourself to all of a sudden not see yourself the way you see yourself. If you look in the mirror and you decide that your lips are ugly, right? Telling yourself that your lips are pretty is not gonna make you think it's pretty. If anything, it makes you think it's ugly because now you're lying. Your part of your mind knows that you're lying to yourself about your lips. So what the probably the most healthy thing for you to do is to go in front of the mirror and say, I don't like my lips. Maybe I like my eyes. Maybe I think my eyes are pretty, but I don't like my lips. So write down, I don't like my lips. And that's where I am right now. And I think my lips are ugly. And then after a while, you start to develop this immunity to what is coming at you from the outside world, as far as people's perception of your beauty or the lack of. like I said, there's something I need to say, and I don't want this video to be a long drawn out thing about a live stream, because it's a live stream. I don't want it to be, I want it to be a quick video that has something to say. But now the points that I want to really make, I can't get it. Okay, there's a point I wanted to make. Lying to yourself and saying that you think you're pretty when you don't think you're pretty is only going to make you feel uglier. Okay? The best thing for you to do is to highlight the things that one of your affirmation may be, I have an ugly lip and it's okay because I should be able to come up with something for that, but I can't think of it. I'm gonna have to write down certain things for this video. I'm probably gonna make a part 2. I'm probably gonna make a part 2 to this. But when you choose to be ugly, you're no longer in a fight to make people see you as pretty and to make yourself see you as pretty. So you kind of clear the fog, of something that falls that you were trying to create. Choose to be ugly and tell yourself that the things you think about yourself is ugly. And this is a way for you to start to accept that people cannot find you beautiful if they don't find you beautiful. And after a while of doing this and practicing this, you're going to start to release, you start to release the emotions right away, but you're going to release enough negative emotions related to your looks that you might wake up one day and you don't feel ugly. Or if you think that you feel ugly, it's okay to feel this way. It's okay to have this feeling, so you don't have this resistance. You don't have this fight in your mind, and you don't have this stress on your body anymore. Okay? So choose to be ugly. Try it out. Go in the mirror and say, you know what? I'm ugly. And the parts of myself that is ugly, I see it as ugly. And this is where I am right now, and find ways to come up with why it's okay to be ugly. But don't lie to yourself. When you're finding ways to become okay with being ugly, don't lie to yourself. Tell yourself things that are truthful. Okay, things that you actually truly believe, and that makes it okay to be ugly. And this is not just for Black women. This is for people in general who are seen as ugly. People who see themselves as ugly, because sometimes you're not even ugly, but you see yourself as ugly. So try it out. I'm probably gonna make a part 2 to this when I come up with more points. And see you later. Bye, New World Rob. Speaking life into the way, into people want to feel. I don't know. Maybe I'll come back on another live stream. Or maybe I'll do a live stream to answer that question right now. But I don't want to corrupt this video with other stuff. But maybe I'll try do another live stream, and then you could come back on, Rob. I'll try to do it now. Okay. I'm gonna end this one. All right. Bye.